setting everything up initially on my consulting business side, and then wanted to actually make my first investments as residential real estate investments. And you could probably going to chuckle, or your audience will chuckle about it. The first thing that happened is I'm applying, basically I find a property ready to go, everything is fine, great credit score, what have you. Go to the lender, say, okay, I want a mortgage for this investment property, and like 10 days later they call me and say, well, we looked at it, we don't think you qualify. Okay. And I'm like, what? You know, how is that even possible? And they basically said, well, we looked at your tax return, you basically make no money. And that ultimately, I asked a couple of my friends, being very green at that point, and they said, yeah, that's called the dance. I said, what do you mean the dance? And they said, well, it's the dance between how much are you willing to pay yourself and pay FICA and Social Security and all of that, so you can show actually a reasonable income without going crazy, knowing that you have enough expenses that you could actually claim not to pay these taxes. But if you don't pay any taxes, you will look at, and the running joke in my circles was, I would be better off, and nothing wrong with managing a McDonald's, right? But it was basically, I would be better off if I were a manager of a McDonald's than owning my own relatively successful business, because the dance would look much easier if you just have a W-2, right?